Good morning, everyone. So, I want to talk about what's been happening with Nigel Farage with Elon Musk. This is a difficult one. So, you guys who've been watching this channel for a while, remember, like months ago, I said, when this is all over, the United Kingdom will become part of the United States. Now, I've done lots of videos about ideological subversion and how I feel the United Kingdom is heading towards a crisis phase. So where do we start? Well, I think it's fair that I say that when I'm of that generation who grew up in the 90s in England and who grew up in Rotherham. Now, if you guys know what Rotherham's famous for, it's not a good thing. Now, everybody knew these things were happening in Rotherham, and everybody knew it didn't matter who you spoke to. And this is from my own experience now. If something happened against, if there was a crime committed by, and it's not just what happened to the girls is disgusting. It's a stain on humanity. The fact that this was let to go on for so long because people were scared of being called the R word, it's well documented and it's well understood that happened. But the other side of this, not even a flip side of the same coin, the greater reach of this problem is a lot deeper. Because any crime committed by a certain demographic, all that people, it was perceived that all people had to do is say, throw the R word in, and all charges would have been dropped. I know a person, and I know this from first-hand experience. I know a person in Rotherham bus station in like the 90s. They got really beat up by a gang of people. When it came out, the CCTV footage came out, the police investigating it. This kid got really beaten, like a good working over in the bus station. There was CCTV footage of this, and the people in their defense said that that one single person standing on their own, surrounded by a gang of multiple people, they said that one person said the R word, said an R word comment, and the police didn't investigate. The police said, "Yeah, we're not going to investigate this any further." Can you imagine how that person's family felt? Having this done to them. All the evidence there, all the evidence on CCTV, and if anybody calls me out on this, I could point the fingers and potentially name names. I could certainly go back to that person and say, "Can you find out this more of this?" Because I certainly have I could certainly get the dates and the times, and I know where it was. So I'm sure there will be that will have been recorded somewhere. So it wasn't just these acts of, I don't even know how to say the words, like whatever acts whatever you want to call this, what's been happening to young girls in the United Kingdom, all over the country, and it's been swept up under the carpet for the sake of diversity. This is a bigger problem than we think. Now, remember what I said, guys, okay, about when this is all over, the United Kingdom will become part of the United States. I'm just going to go now onto Elon Musk's X feed. America should liberate the people of Britain from their tyrannical government. This was like 1 hour ago. So, like, I've been saying this is coming, and this all fits into ideological subversion. So, like, it's such a difficult conundrum. I'm going to weigh in on this afterwards, guys, but I just want to go down his X feed, because the stories that he's bringing out and he's sharing are like, if you live in the United Kingdom, you know this is happening in your towns, in your cities, in your regions, and and what people fear is the more people who are not from this country, who are from typically similar backgrounds, the more people are scared that this is going to happen. Now, obviously, I wouldn't say anything detrimental to anyone coming into this country because, like Elon Musk shared, lots of these articles, you know, if you say things on social media, then you'll get put into prison. So I'm not going to say things. All I'm doing is going down through Elon Musk's Twitter feed, X feed. Now, there's an article a little bit further down here that is so difficult to read when you're looking at it. It starts to, you start to question the reality. Here it is, guys. Okay, right. I don't know if you can see that here, but just this article here in Britain. So a 12-year-old girl. I mean, I'll put the link to this in the description, guys. All right. But a 12-year-old girl, and these things were happening all over the country. These things I would suspect, and I can only suspect because I have no inside knowledge of this, but I would say these things are still happening. And when you read the actual reports of these, and obviously these are historic now from like maybe 20, 25 years ago, like 2006 we've got here. We've got, what else have we got? Again, 12-year-old girl, 24-hour attack. And a lot of these people now, they've been stripped of their British citizenship, but they're still allowed to stay in Britain because of their human rights. Like, this is the situation that we have now in Britain. And all this stuff now with Elon Musk calling for, Elon Musk calling for more of these, let's just go straight back to it. Elon Musk calling for the United States to liberate the United Kingdom or the people of Great Britain from their tyrannical government. Now, I've been quite clear about my hesitations with Elon Musk. Now, his company, Neuralink, if you... In Hebrew, every letter has a numerical value. Elon Musk's Neuralink company, you couldn't make this up. Elon Musk's company, Neuralink, the numerical value for Neuralink is 666. The fact that Elon Musk has the ability to run and operate Starlink, run and operate SpaceX, run and operate the Boring Company, run and operate Tesla. And he still has time to become the world's #1 Diablo player. Like, there's just so many like red flags showing about this guy, but then he's putting down all these things which like absolutely resonate with me and they resonate with everybody else in the United Kingdom. And you can't say what he's saying is wrong. So it turns out there's been a spat now between him and Nigel Farage. Now, remember, I've done videos. I was a candidate for reform in the last election. I resigned because of the way reform was being run. Obviously, I've done a video on that. So Elon Musk turns on Nigel Farage and calls for new leader of reform. It's unclear what prompted Musk to write on X that Farage doesn't have what it takes to be reforms leader. Well, I'll tell you exactly what it took. We've got this guy in the United Kingdom called Tommy Robinson, and he's been exposing these gangs for years. When he was exposing these gangs, people were giving him the R word. They were saying, you're a racist. You're exposing these gangs. You're a racist. Now it comes out that was actually happening. So I've not heard any apologies to Tommy Robinson. And again, there's question marks over everybody at the moment. And honestly, I don't trust anybody. I mean, only myself, and that's 50-50 at best. So Nigel Farage, he did an interview and he said he doesn't support Tommy Robinson, and they're trying to distance themselves from Jobs as they perceive it. Now, Elon Musk's come out and he said, after this interview, Elon Musk posted this on his X feed and said, Nigel Farage doesn't have what it takes. We need new leadership. So what I think is going to happen, let's just read this article a little bit. Elon Musk calls for Nigel Farage to be replaced as reform leader. Hours after Farage describes the billionaire businessman as a hero in what is likely to be a preview of how a chaotic Donald Trump presidency could affect British politics. I'll put this link in the description, guys. All right. But what the hesitations here and the problem lies when, first of all, like, yes, of course, like, American billionaires shouldn't be influencing British politics. And I would say I've done lots of videos about international investment, and I think we should get every penny of international investment out of the United Kingdom. That goes from people buying up our utilities companies, people investing in infrastructure, people just, over any overseas investment, it's equal to overseas wealth extraction, because every penny that comes into the United Kingdom, a penny more money will go out because they're investing. And once that investment is profiting, that profit leaves the United Kingdom. But this situation we've got with Elon Musk and Nigel Farage, what I think is going to happen is it's going to happen whereby Elon Musk's going to say, look, I will donate £100 million to Reform UK as long as Nigel Farage is not the leader. What do we think is going to happen? £100 million is a lot of money, and that is a lot of money to cause infighting within that party. As I understand it, Reform UK has been democratized now, because it was and again, it's very difficult how we understand this. Because remember, as I understand it, Reform UK is actually a limited company and Nigel Farage is the majority shareholder. But I think they did something whereby if the voters vote on it, then they can remove the leader, which would be Nigel Farage. So what I think is going to happen is there's going to be a situation where Elon Musk says, look, £100 million for Reform if they get a new leader. That will probably happen. But then you have to ask the question, where does Elon Musk get his money from? Do we think that, like I said earlier, he's got the capacity to run Starlink, SpaceX, Tesla, I even forgot X, the Boring Company, still become the world's #1 Diablo player? Diablo means devil, so by definition, he's the top devil. Do we think he's got the capacity and the time as well to run all these companies and make them profitable? Guys, listen, if anybody's ever had one company and been able to run that give that 100% of their effort, they will know how difficult that is. You've got staff problems, you've got logistics problems, you've got supply chain problems, you've got cash flow problems. Everything is just, you're literally going in the office in the morning and just literally problem solving, and you work 24 hours on one company. Now, the fact that Elon Musk's got all these companies, they're all successful, they're all profitable. Again, that may be the case. He just may be some sort of Superman. However, my hesitations are on everybody at the moment. So where does his money come from? Who are the other owners of these companies that he's involved with, and what's their agenda? Because like I've done lots of videos on Lord Ali and said, right, okay, how did Lord Ali make his money? And where did that come from? Because if you believe that there is some sort of global conspiracy, and I don't know if you do, but who do we think would be more likely to be in the upper echelons of that global conspiracy? Elon Musk or Nigel Farage? I'll let you guys answer that question. So if we look at like the situation with Lord Ali, because I've done lots of videos on Lord Ali, who is the #1 Labour sponsor or something like that. You guys can remember Free Gear Kia, who was getting all the freebies from this guy, Lord Ali. But then the news reporting went to Lord Ali and it just kind of stopped there. But if you go and look on his Wikipedia page, it tells you all about him. All the information's out there. It's just, all you have to do is a few clicks on your computer. But if we consider, who does Lord Ali work for? Where did he get his money from? And what's their agenda? And that's the Labour Party agenda. Then where did Elon Musk get his money? What's his agenda? And why is he pushing that on the United Kingdom? But again, guys, listen, part of me, I live and grew up in Rotherham. I know how bad things have been for people here. I know how bad things are in the United Kingdom in general. So the question is, would you make a deal with the devil? That's that, you know, that is the answer to that's the real answer now to the real conundrum. Would you make a deal with the devil? I don't know the answer to this, guys. I really don't. But what I do know is these gangs that have been operating in the United Kingdom, it seems like they're being protected. It seems like nobody wants to get rid of them. It seems like people are just turning a blind eye, and we need to understand why. And it looks like Elon Musk is uncovering this. Elon Musk's looking at this and saying, look, you know what? This is wrong, which it absolutely is. Guys, there are so many things at work here. It's absolutely unbelievable. The different layers, the different dynamics, the different agendas. To understand it all, I don't even know if I understand it all at the moment, but I just thought I'd get this video out to let you guys know about this spat between Elon Musk, Nigel Farage, what it all means, and what I've said previously about when this is all over, the United Kingdom will become part of the United States. Anyway, guys, I'm going to max the grid. I'll get you guys another video later.